Hello everyone. This is the second time around for me because my camera decided to do something. Well, okay. I did something. The camera went out of focus and then it refused to come back into focus. So, there. Um, so this is the second time. This is obviously this isn't just an update video, but it also is going to be an update video. Um, the third part of Harmony Eclipsed is coming up, so just bear with me. This is kind of important. I need to talk about this. And more on Harmony Eclipsed later. Um, it's been a while for the channel. I think it's been 3 weeks or better now since the last part of Harmony Eclipsed was uploaded. Or maybe it's not been that long. I haven't really looked in a few days. Some of you, very few of you, judging from the view counts, which is fine, I get it, may have noticed I have streamed a few episodes, I guess, of Assassin's Creed Valhalla from my PlayStation 4. Um, More on that later as well. Um, for now, let's get the serious stuff out of the way. I have suffered from bouts of depression for a while. Um, by a while, I mean years. They're never really that bad, and I want to point out I've never been officially diagnosed with depression or anything like that. I might be if I was to go in for it. I could I might be diagnosed for it. I don't know. But I know it doesn't take a rocket scientist to read the symptoms of something and go, these kind of all sound familiar. Like, yeah. Usually it's just, it kind of goes up and down, kind of slowly. Um, and when I'm down, I tend to lose a lot of motivation and a lot of inspiration, or I can still get inspired, but very briefly, it doesn't hold on. And then when I get a chance to actually sit and do something, I don't feel like doing it. I just want to sit and just not do anything. I had a 9-day vacation that ended 2 days ago. I had a lot of plans of things I wanted to do on that vacation. I did none of them. I sat here for the entirety and I watched YouTube videos, and the closest I came to being productive was streaming Valhalla. And the main reason why I was doing that was because it's the easiest way for my partner to watch me play a game while we're in a party together. And she doesn't feel like actually playing a game with me. She's doing her own thing, but she would like to watch me play. Especially if it's a game that she's herself has been playing. She's been playing a lot of Valhalla lately, and she really wanted to see me playing it and see how I was going in it. And yeah, the PlayStation offers the share play thing, but she lives in the UK. Obviously, I'm not from the UK. And she lives nearly, I think it's nearly 5,000 miles away from me. I think it's 4,000 and something. We looked it up one time. Um, so the ping is horrible whenever we try to directly connect with each other. We can usually play games together. We can usually get away with that. But doing something like a share play, the connection quality is just awful for that. It's just horrible. And basically, we tried it a few times, and we did it a few times, but it would inevitably just turn into her getting kicked every 30 minutes, and it would just keep getting worse the longer we tried to go. So that's why I wound up streaming it, was because it was the easiest way for her to be able to watch me play without having to suffer connection issues. Again, more on that later. But that was the closest I got to being productive. My birthday was on the 5th. It went all right. It went. It was the one thing that kind of went to plan. Ate tacos and sat down with my parents and played Cards Against Humanity because my parents are cool and they fucking love that game. Um, but that was the only thing over the vacation that went according to plan, the way that I had intended for it to. And needless to say, by the end of the vacation, I was extremely depressed and very pissed off that nothing had gotten done. But it was not necessarily a bad thing, I don't think, because that feeling of like anger and shame and guilt and all this stuff that nothing had gotten done, I didn't do anything I had wanted to do, has kind of lit a fire under my ass, I guess, because I'm genuinely wanting to try and start changing things up a bit. Because that's the other thing, right? Again, I've never been diagnosed at all with autism. I think I might have it, but that doesn't mean shit. Um, ADHD, I know I've got it. A doctor straight up told my mom I had it when I was little bitty because I was showing apparently all the symptoms of it. But at that time, my parents, especially my dad, was really. There'd been a lot of stuff going around about when they found out about it. They started looking into it. My mom started looking into it. And there'd been a lot of stuff going around about it at that time about the medication for ADHD, which I think at that time, I can't remember which it was. I think it was Ritalin. Is that still a medication for it? I can't remember. But at the time, there'd been a lot of stuff going around about how it was like mentally affecting kids that were being put on it. Like it was like totally altering their personalities and shit like this. I don't know how true it was. If it was true, they've clearly probably changed how it works then since then. I don't know. I don't know. If anything, the pandemic has shown us how stupid people get about medications for things. So I'm not going to say how true any of it actually was, but my dad is the kind to immediately distrust doctors of any sort. Might surprise you to know that he was immediately all for getting vaccinated, but when it comes to trusting doctors, he doesn't trust them. And in his mind, if we got me officially diagnosed, like on paper, as ADHD, they would force me onto medication. Which I'm pretty sure that's not how it works, but in his mind, that was what was going to happen. So there was never an official diagnosis made. Just the doctor telling my mom that I was ADHD and basically offering to diagnose me with it. And then she saying that she needed to talk with my dad about it, and my dad going, no. So, all that said, I love creating things. I love being creative. Being creative makes me content in a way that makes me happy and content in a way that watching YouTube videos doesn't. Watching YouTube videos is an addiction. It's like an immediate dopamine rush of just, boom, this is cool, I like this is fun, and then it's over and you realize, fuck, I just wasted 3 hours of my fucking life. Or more. I'm not going to do a lot of editing to this video either, and there's a reason for that. We'll get into that later. This is actually going to be lengthy. I may make this a video all on its own and make Guardians of Harmony something else. I may make this just a standalone update video because this is going to be pretty lengthy. Guardians of Harmony? I must be thinking about Generation 5 for some reason. Harmony Eclipsed is what I meant. Because this is going to be a pretty lengthy video because I'm getting into some heavier shit. And I know that. I don't want to bring anyone down or anything. I'm okay. I want to make that very clear. I'm okay. Alright? My depression has never been that kind of severe. Like, it feels severe to me because I'm the one experiencing it. But I know that there are people out there with much worse cases of it than I have. If the worst that I suffer from it is lack of motivation and interest in things, that's not that bad. Not by a long shot compared to a lot of people. And anyone who's suffering from depression of any kind, god damn it, get help. I mean, I'm one to talk because I've never gotten it diagnosed. I've never gone to a doctor about it. But if you're suffering from it, get help of some kind, right? Because it is shit. It is horrible when you feel down like that. It's just horrible. And anyone who's never experienced it, I hope you never have to. Because even milder case like mine is not pleasant. um, but anyway, where was I? ADHD. Right. I've always had this habit when I get creative, when I get interested in doing something, I fixate on that one thing and I just grab it and I just strangle it for all it's worth. I just juice that damn thing for every little drop of inspiration and coolness and creativity that it's worth. And then I burn out. And that sucks. I hate that because I have a lot of ideas that I want to see through. And then somewhere in there, the burnout hits, and that adds to my depression. Like in this case, I think a lot of what brought this bout of depression on was because I'd been going really good and strong and heavy on Timberjack, my fanfic. Um, and I was really enjoying writing it. I was really enjoying the attention it was getting. Like, I'm not above admitting that. I'm not out here to appeal to anyone necessarily. But if people are interested in what I am writing or what I'm creating, I like that. I like that attention, right? If people are interested in it and they're enjoying it, I like that. I'm not going to create things specifically for other people to like. Like, I'm not going to go, well, this is the thing that's super popular right now, so I'm just going to start doing it because I want people to pay attention to me. I'm going to create what I want to create. If it's something that's popular, fine. If it's not that popular, I don't care. I want to do it. But when a lot of people are paying attention to it and they're enjoying it, that feels good. It does. And I've said this before. I've said it especially on FimFiction about the story, and I'll say it here. Um, I like that kind of attention. I like comments more than likes. Likes are fine. Likes are nice, and I get that the algorithms and stuff, the number of likes makes it more likely people will see it or whatever. I don't know. I like comments more than likes because I like that interaction, right? That feeling of someone actually telling you, "Hey, this was cool. I liked this," or I liked this specific part of this, as opposed to just a just some invisible hand going. Oh, my camera's going out of focus again. It doesn't like that. Um, well, this is life now because I'm not redoing this video anymore. um, but hopefully it'll stay fairly well in focus now. But either way, right? I like comments. I like interaction with the viewer, with the reader, or whatever. The audience. More on that later. Some of you may be starting to pick up where this might be heading. We'll see. Um, Now, I started hitting burnout. Um, it pains me to say it. It's been a couple months ago. Um, I posted the last chapter so far of Timberjack, I think over 2 months ago now. And after that, I started off writing. Admittedly, other things happened. My shift changed at work. My mom started having medical issues crop up again. A lot of stuff kind of contributed to it, but all of that kind of contributed to me not having enough time to devote to writing. And then my burnout kind of started settling in because my flow was interrupted. My role was broken, and my attention started to drift. And I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be calling that burnout because that's more just like ADHD, right? Um, my attention drifted. um, but either way, that started me kind of going down because I was really enjoying writing that. I was really enjoying the attention it was getting. The fact that people were enjoying it, made me happy. And when I stopped having time to write on it, that caused me to start going downhill. And then when I started going downhill, even when I had time to write on it, I suddenly didn't feel like it because depression's a bitch. Um, Pardon me. Um, and the same is kind of true for YouTube, for the videos I've been doing. Um, I like editing. Editing can be a lot of fun to like watch something that you're creating from these bits and pieces come together into a whole. It's a lot of fun. That said, it can also be a bit boring to me. And it's a lot of work. Like, you spend 40 minutes to an hour editing 10 minutes of video, which I have done. on some of my videos in the past. You can see them, especially some of the earlier videos, I think, of episode 1 for case 2 of Elements of Justice, had a lot of editing put into them. And I was spending, you were talking about 30-minute video that I was spending 3 or 4 hours editing, at least. And that quickly started piling up. It was fun, but it started piling up on me. And it started I started burning out, but I didn't want to admit it. And I wanted to kind of keep making videos. So I started kind of just making myself keep squealing those tires, and burn out. Even though I was burning out, I was still spinning the tires. And I think that shows, especially the last straw, I think, was all that shit I did at Christmas, especially the Hearts of Iron video. That was insane. But even though I I didn't do a lot of no, I did. I did a lot of editing on that. Even though it wasn't a lot of complex editing, it was mostly just fast forward this, cut this part out. Fast forward this, cut this part out, let this part play, throw a meme in here. That's it. And then of course you had the custom intro and outro for it, and all the music that I kept popping in there. Um, Still kind of surprised that video never got a copyright strike put on it for some of that music. But yeah. So I started burning out on editing. Specifically, I think I was already burning out, and then the Christmas thing totally burnt me out. And I think that shows in the last few videos that I've actually put up because they have minimal editing. Just like an intro and outro and a few maybe bits clipped out here and there where I sneezed or something or I had to blow my nose. And to me, I'm like, nobody wants to see that shit, so I'm just going to cut it out. But other than that, or maybe I had an interruption, because I live with my parents. Sometimes they need me to do shit for them. My dad's in his 60s, he's diabetic. My mom's got a shit ton of medical issues now as well, so they need help around the house. So I have to go help them. So maybe I have an interruption and I edit that out. Whatever. Simple edits. Not a lot of big edits. And just not a lot of editing, period. They're very minimalist in their editing. And I think that's a very good demonstrator of how burnt out I've gotten on it. So yeah. So where is all this heading? Some of you might be asking. Some of you, like I said, might have already kind of caught on a little bit of where I'm going with this by some of the things I've said already. After playing Valhalla on my vacation, like I did, I started looking at it going, okay, these videos aren't getting a ton of attention. That's fine. Not a lot of people stream on YouTube anyway. There's no commentary, no face cam. There's nothing about these that would be really all that appealing to a lot of people. But I can see where the interest in streaming comes from. I kind of already could see it, and I've been thinking about this for a while anyway, but this kind of opened me up to it more because there's no editing in streaming. You're creating content for people to enjoy live. You're not having to edit. If you do anything, it's on the fly, just in OBS or whatever you're using, which right now I'm using OBS. But you're just doing stuff on the fly. And mostly it's live interaction, and that's the other thing, interaction. When you have an audience while you're streaming, you're interacting with them on a fairly active level. You're live, so adding in adjustment for delay, which there's always a bit of a delay in any kind of stream, I guess. You're basically being able to interact directly with your audience. Audience participation, audience interaction, that thing that I like. So, long story short, too late, I am thinking about going to streaming. At least for gaming. Now, I'll still be doing reactions and stuff on the YouTube channel. But for gaming, and I might, if I can pull myself out of the burnout, I might I'll save the VODs from streams that I do and edit them into videos for the YouTube channel. So you still get gaming videos on the channel if you're not one who likes to stream or anything like that, or view streams, I should say. And I mean, I don't even know if this is going to take off for me or not, if it's going to be something that I really want to do, but I'm not going to know if I don't try, right? So I'm going to try it. I'm going to. I've already got a Twitch channel. I've had it for ages. I've just never used it for anything. Um, and I'm going to. I've already kind of been working on it, getting it set up. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to mess around with my setup here a little bit. I have an old laptop. I used to take it to work with me. That's what I used to write on. But I don't do it anymore. After my shift changed, I don't like going into the break room during the day because it's always crowded and loud, and I don't like that. Um, so I haven't used it. I don't even take it with me to work anymore. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and alter my setup here on the desk a little bit so I can bring the laptop up here, and I'll try and get it set up so that I can use that to be viewing like the chat for the stream while I'm doing whatever I'm doing on my main monitor. I'd also like to see if I can somehow get it to work properly so I can stream from the PlayStation to Twitch with my face cam on it, with the chat and everything, and get that set up right. I know that's a thing because I've seen people doing that before. I think. I'm pretty sure. I know I saw a guy streaming like that on an Xbox. I'm pretty sure you can do it on a PlayStation as well. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Um, and if that's a thing, then if it's a thing, and if I can get it to work right, I will finish Assassin's Creed Valhalla on my Twitch channel. Um, Otherwise, though, and it's not otherwise. That's not going to be the first project. The first thing I want to stream is Harmony Eclipsed, the game that will be the third part of it's going to be following this immediately. To give you an idea, the third part of this, of Harmony Eclipsed, was recorded at the same time as the first and second part, and it is the last thing of that game that I have recorded. And that was over 3 weeks ago. Yikes, right? So that's not good. One thing I will point out about that, and it's another thing that makes streaming games as opposed to just recording them more appealing to me, is how I like to play games. I don't like stopping every half hour to fiddle with a recording, to stop a recording. I don't like pausing, looking, how long's the recording been going for? Oh, it's half an hour. I need to stop. Doing a sign off, stopping it all, and then starting it back up and going through all this crap of signing on or whatever, again. I like to just play, to just get into a game and just go, boom, I'm here, this is it, I'm playing the game. And that's all I'm doing for the foreseeable future, barring interruption, is just playing the damn game. So that's another reason why I want to do streaming. I want to give it a shot, right? And I'm going to include in the description of this video a link to my Twitch channel. It doesn't have a goddamn thing on it yet, aside from a basic bio. The only streams that I've done have been little brief, like, test streams to see if things were working. And it's not going to have anything on it for a little bit. Like, Tuesday and Wednesday are my days off. It's not going to be this Tuesday, Wednesday, because I've got stuff I need to do this Tuesday, Wednesday. I need to get stuff cleaned up, organized. I need to rearrange my setup here to make room for the laptop and everything like that. I'm going to do that this Tuesday, Wednesday. I've got other projects as well that I need to take care of on that day. But next Tuesday, Wednesday, if you will all bear with me, and I'm not expecting a huge turnout. I don't have that many subscribers here on YouTube anyway. I think I've got 58. It's whatever. And I know a lot of them don't always watch. That's fine as well. But to anyone who's interested, if you'll show up on, let's see, what would that be? What day would that be? I'll probably do it Wednesday. Probably later Wednesday afternoon. Maybe. Let's see, what day would that be? The 23rd. Wednesday the 23rd of March. Barring unforeseen circumstances, if you will all bear with me, and if you're interested, you can show up there, and I'm going to play Harmony Eclipsed. Right now, my goal is just to get to the point where I left off last time, the old ending of it, like up to about that point, like after what's her name, the evil OC, whose name I cannot remember now, who was working with Sombra. Sorry for forgetting her name. I feel bad. My headset just went off. Kiss my ass, headset. Apparently I can't talk into it with it working. Whatever. Um, Either way. Anyway, if you'll join me, I'm going to play up to that point. And depending on how long that takes, if I feel like I can push it further, I will. If not, then I will have gotten to that point, and then the next weekend after that, I'll finish the game. We'll see how it goes. As for right now, I guess that's a date to anyone who decides they want to show up. To those who don't, I get it. If you're not into streaming, whatever, I get it. Understand that it may take time, but I will get like I said, I will take the VODs, I'll save them, I'll edit them down over time, and I'll put them up on my YouTube channel. I get it. And like I said, the YouTube channel will still be there for reactions or update videos like this or things like that, things that aren't gaming related. Or they, like I said, there will still be gaming videos uploaded as well over time. But for the moment, I'm wanting to give this a good try of it, right? Because I think I could really enjoy streaming perhaps more because of the more organic nature to it, where it's not. And yeah, I admit it's also a little bit of laziness on my part because it's not as much work in the short term, at least. Like if I want to upload the videos to YouTube, yeah, it's gonna be work because I gotta edit, but that's fine because that's understandable because then it's a thing where I've made the decision I'm going to do this, so I'm gonna have to edit. That's fine. But as of right now, doing everything on YouTube, I have to edit on everything, and it's just something I don't want to do all the time. Right? I understand now why when YouTubers and stuff make it big, they always hire an editor, someone to do it for them because god damn is it annoying. um, but yeah, for the moment, that's my plans. That's the direction this is heading in. I hope you all will join me. Harmonia Invictus.
Open your eyes, life is all around you, don't have to be so alone. Take a good look at this world you found and breathe, now you're finally home.